After finishing runners-up in the MOAC last season, Ontario looks to regain their stranglehold on top of the league standings this year, following 7 straight championship seasons dating back to 2017. But despite a tough start, Clear Fork feels they've got what it takes to claim their second league crown in 3 seasons with what would be the program's first ever win over the Ontario Warriors. It's the conference opener for the Colts and Warriors, coming your way from Bellville, and it's all on the way next.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes Wellspring so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Pre-game coverage for tonight's show brought to you by Global Energy Partners. The top two teams in the MOAC since each joined the MOAC some 9 years ago, each looking for win number 1 here in the early portion of 2025 as we open up conference play here tonight. Welcome to Bellville, everybody. Slow start for both of these teams here, Clear Fork and Ontario. Critical first game in league play about to open up, and I'll be on the call. Part of your entertainment tonight. My name is Brian Skowronski. Jackson Yoder will join me as well tonight. Throughout the contest, he'll have some updates with all the stats that you need to know about. But a couple of teams that all they've really known here lately is being on top of the MOAC. The tide has turned a little bit with River Valley now being the defending champion in each of these programs. Off to a bit of a slow start as mentioned. We'll show you what the Warriors are looking like so far this year. The youngest team in the MOAC in terms of their varsity experience, graduating multiple All-MOAC performers from last year's 9-win team. Stephen Armstrong is now in his third year trying to develop some young talent, and this is a team he took over that they were just winning championship after championship within the MOAC. They've taken care of Clear Fork pretty routinely so far throughout the course of their head-to-heads within league play since they became MOAC rivals back in 2017. And there's not a ton of seniors on the roster for Ontario, but they do have 30 wins under their belt. And after tonight, they do get to return home, and they'll play at the friendly confines of the Ontario Soccer Complex 4 out of their next 5 matches. So for a young team, that honestly is so big, very refreshing for them to get a taste of that home cooking where you're comfortable, you're practicing there, and it's just a little bit of a better routine. But tonight, they're going to have to come out, show out on the road. If they are able to get a win, this young man right here likely is going to have a huge night. Our player spotlight, Jace Young, rated as the number 3 top returning player in Richland County, according to Jake Furr of the Mansfield News Journal, who is down on the sideline here tonight. He's coming off a first-team All-MOAC season as a junior and one of very few true veterans in the lineup for the Warriors this year. He hasn't put up huge numbers at any point during his 3 years and a couple of games so far in an Ontario uniform, but he can really cook. You'll see. Number 22, he stands out when he's out there in the competition. When he has the ball, he tends to draw a lot of attention to himself, and he's just the type of cat that he's got a lot of confidence, and sometimes that really bleeds over onto his teammates. So here in a place where Ontario is very comfortable, coming and playing at the Corral every other year, and then some tournament games as well, certainly look for Jace Young to be a prime-time performer here in this matchup. But the Colts still searching for their first win over Ontario Lifetime, and if you're kind of a historian of Clear Fork soccer, and you know something I don't, I was able to look back into the early 2000s, no wins for the Colts in this matchup, and the Warriors, they've actually outscored them over the last few years 13-3. There was a draw in there, and that year Clear Fork was able to win a share of the MOAC conference. But it's been a very sluggish start against 2 really good teams. I covered each of them at Madison on opening night, and then Central Christian, 2 teams that you might see competing for a state Final Four appearance coming up here in 2025. They did welcome back a lot of returning contributors, but so far just have not been able to take off. We'll see if they're able to here tonight, as we're just about set for action, lining up and getting ready for the national anthem. Here we go. It's the Star Spangled Banner. shout out to all of our veterans who have served or continue to serve here in the great states of the United Nations here in America. We do appreciate you allowing us to be out here and playing sports, bringing them to you live and free, the only way we know how here on the OH Report. So you've learned about Ontario, you know about the Colts so far as a unit, but we want to spotlight a young man who is just a really gifted athlete tonight for Clear Fork, and he has found his place on the pitch. Mr. Wes Bunnell. Since taking over a keeper midway through his sophomore year, he has had major impact in terms of the success. You look at the victories he's been able to collect. He wishes he could have had one so far this season, just has not been the case. A lot of saves so far. 16 of those have come so far in the first 2 matches. Thought he was excellent against Madison on opening night, despite the fact that they lost that match 5-1, and he's pitched 5 shutouts. So Wes Bunnell, just a kid that he could really play any position. And talking to Nathan Gailey about that probably about 45 minutes ago, he was just suggesting that he is truly locked in now to the goalie position. He's been told you have options. Maybe if we get up or if we get down in a game, do you want to come out, try to play some forward, go into the midfield, try to make a splash out there in the middle of the pitch? And he's like, no, I am dedicated to protecting our net at all costs this season. So Wes has certainly earned the job since taking over midway through his sophomore campaign, and would love to get off the schneid in terms of a victory and especially break the streak against the Warriors here tonight. In order to do so, here are my keys to victory. We will begin with the home team from Clear Fork. You just have to dial in those connecting passes. I've watched them so far through their first couple, and they've been really close. A couple missed measurements. Finn McCauley really stands out to me in terms of a kid that made some quality runs, and they're missing them by about a foot. But if you do get the ball, if you're in the attacking third against a back line and a freshman keeper for Ontario, you got to put it in the back. Capitalize tonight if you are Clear Fork when you get your opportunities, and it could be a fun night out here in the Colt Corral. On the flip side of the equation, coming on the road with the youngest roster in the MOAC. How about rely on some of those veterans? You do have a couple of guys that are 2-3-year starters for you. We talked about Jace Young already, and as you look at guys like Caleb Thomas and Alexander Chitwood, I mean, they've been playing at the varsity ranks for a while, so you better step up here on the road. Cannot dip to 0-3 and especially 0-1 in the conference if you want to continue to reign supreme as they have done pretty much every season since joining the league. But the Colts back line, they're making some adjustments here tonight. They had 2 new starters on the back line. They're switching things up here in this game as well, so we're going to see a different lineup than what has been out on the pitch for the last couple of weeks. So can you expose them? I think probably early on would be your best bet if you're the Ontario Warriors. If they can do those 2 things, could be the Warriors continuing that gaudy streak here against the Colts here in this head-to-head matchup. Starters being announced right now for the Clear Fork Colts. As you saw in that team graphic, they've really been led offensively, and no surprise, by Finn McCauley and then Cade Beachy. They've combined for 3 of the 4 goals that have been scored so far this season and then dropped an assist. So that's a lot of the offense right there. Those 2 kids, they've been really dynamic. We anticipated that they were going to be some big-time playmakers for them this season, and they have not disappointed up to this point. Might not be meeting their own expectations. They would love to get a victory, and especially here in this game tonight. We'll see if it is in the cards, as we are just a few moments away now from getting this match underway. And with that, I'm going to bring in my statistician for tonight, Mr. Jackson Yoder. Got a brief breakdown from me, and we are talking about these 2 teams, their conference rivals. One of them has never beat the other one. That's kind of a crazy stigma. What's your anticipation for this game and how things are going to start, at least here in this first half, against a very young Ontario team?
Man, sorry. My anticipation for this game, it's going to be a good one to watch. Hopefully for Clear Fork, they can actually rely on some of their good guys and maybe put it in the back of the net and maybe take a lead early on, because that would be a good way to start this game off and hopefully maybe coming off with a win for the first time ever in their program's history against a school like Ontario. But we'll have to find out how it goes, all live and free on the OH Report as this game kicks off. Ontario with it first.
I love it. He's already getting it down, supporting that live and free, baby. You got to hit it just like that. And so far, my guy Jackson has been doing a great job so far. Been spending a lot of time here at the Colt Corral with me. A lot of Clear Fork action here on the OH Report with yours truly on the call. And Jackson has been here for most of it.
It's going to be a goal kick coming up.
So here's Bunnell. He's got a very powerful left leg. And he'll boom it out right around midfield. 50-50 ball up for grabs. And it'll end up with A.J. Swindle. Pushes it out wide. On the charge, a little contact. And no whistle's going to be had there, as that was Nick Martin trying to make a charge off that right side. Throwing on the way here for the Colts. See Stephen Armstrong trying to get his back line and unit all in the right spots. Maybe one of the more challenging seasons that he's had as a coach, dating back to his years as the head man over at Mansfield Christian. Did win a state championship there and has brought quite a lot of winning so far here to the Ontario soccer program. As we get our first offsides call of the match. And this will give the ball back over to Clear Fork off the restart. Stephen Armstrong so far, first couple of seasons, 9 wins in each of his first 2 years. Just 4 defeats, 3 ties for Ontario back in 2024. And they took care of Clear Fork at their place 3-0 last year. Here's Beachy, such a great set of feet on him. Able to handle that. Hard charge for Macaulay, double teams. Here's Jace Young, and he's relegated to a bit more of a defensive role than we've been accustomed to seeing him the last 2 years, where he's been more in that midfielder spot. Ontario looking for a couple nice connecting passes. That was Chitwood who could have been on the receiving end, number 11 here on the right wing. Now Beachy a bit behind for Martin. Waits on it, deflected. Cade being pressed. Has to drop it back. Ontario defending pretty well here in the first 3 minutes of the match, and they'll have the throwing coming up in plus territory. Just putting on consistent pressure and effort. Something that they tried to do on Saturday afternoon at home against Lexington. And you really got to tip your cap to the Minutemen, not just in boys soccer, but winning in girls soccer, football, and volleyball all last weekend. So a clean sweep for the purple and gold. And since they've switched and started doing that rivalry all on the same day, I don't think we've had a sweep in that one. So if you're a fan of either team and you actually know, drop me a comment, fill me in. But I do feel like that was the first sweep that we've had so far. As we'll get the deflection out of bounds and a throw-in coming up here. Beachy's going to have to back up right in front of his own bench. Throws on the mark right in front of Owen Weichel. Returning first team all-district performer. Colts have a couple of them on the roster. As this is a great pass into space, a little collision. And that's the first real look that we've had on net for either team. Gavin Wagner, the sophomore, making a couple of ripples as he charged into the lane. But Wes Bunnell, as he's been accustomed to doing so far in his career since taking over a net, just seems to have a pretty good knack for when to go after the ball. Young's going to let it roll over to the sideline, keeps it in play right around McCauley, and somehow back to Papa. Oh, he slangs it out of bounds. Let's take a look here at our first replay presented by Charter Next Gen. Bunnell getting out there, making sure that it's shut down right at the top of the key. Now here's Swindle pushing out wide, looking for Kabuto Setzer to try to make something happen. Now Beachy with his back to the net has it poked away. Double team there by Bredinger along with Grant Damian. And the whistle will go against Clear Fork. Possession up for grabs. Quick whistle. And again, it's going to favor the Warriors. They'll take their time as Julian McGinty tees it up, the senior, allowing numbers to press forward. And now he'll go get involved. Put Young on the ball, typically a pretty good idea. Here's Jace, chipping on the outskirts of the box. Headed first by Martin. And now Brokaw hits the deck. Little exchange of possession. And a nice ball on target from Weichel, hooking up with Setzer. He's got pretty fast feet out there. Able to get it to Beachy. Beautiful setup. McCauley looking to spin out of a double team. Almost able to lose the defense. But Sage Hawks has an opportunity to dive on top of it. Let's spin it back. Nice no-look feed right beyond the defender, Bredinger. And then McCauley almost made one for the highlight reel right there. As we return to action, goal kick goes out of bounds and will allow Clear Fork to make some adjustments. As Setzer checks out of the mix. And we'll get our first look at Cale Berry. Just over 7 minutes erased off the clock here. Cool night in the Valley, at least for, what are we, the last week or two of the summer months. And it's only 66 degrees right now, mostly sunny out. But typically when we're up here in the booth in the Valley, I've got to wear shorts and like at least a short sleeve t-shirt, and I'll use a sweat rag pretty often. I'm in jeans and a long sleeve shirt tonight. My boy Jackson's in a hoodie, so it's not standard weather up here at the Corral for a late August atmosphere. But I'll take it, man. Fall has kicked in the door. It feels like it's here to stay. And as soon as football starts getting in the air in Ohio, I'd sign me up for the type of weather that we got going on right now. This is perfect. I think we got a whistle here against McCauley. Let's see. Yeah, extended the right arm a little bit. So it'll be a foul against Finn. Nice move. Martin with a burst. Touchline, looking for the cross. He sets it up. One-timer, and it's in there. So the Colts strike first. What a gorgeous delivery. Cale Berry off the bench comes in and makes it a 1-0 game. Colts lead here at home. Believe that is the first career goal for Cale Berry. So let's show it to you one more time. This is all Nick Martin, drawing 2-3 defenders to him. And then you can't turn your back there if you're Alexander Chitwood. Try to square up there against the young sophomore who delivers off the deflection into the back. And it's a hot start here for the Clear Fork Colts. We did see them take the lead on Saturday afternoon against Kidron Central Christian as well before surrendering at least 4 straight goals. It might have been 5 in a row in a 5-2 loss. Still an excellent start here for the Colts. As Bunnell comes out to collect, let's show you that goal just one more time here. Nick Martin making a prime time play. Freshman keeper Sage Hawks cannot get back in time, and the Colts strike first. Great sign for Clear Fork. Just to get some of their confidence up, we've seen over the last couple of years, even though they've got 19 wins combined, offense in some matches has just been a struggle, and especially against some of the top flight teams like we saw Madison opening night. We're able to put up a pair of goals against the Comets here on Saturday. But a lot of lopsided victories against some of the bottom feeders in the MOAC. It's good to see them come out here against Ontario, a team that has a lot of fresh faces in the lineup and capitalize early. Warriors, though, looking for a response right away, thrown into the box. Jittered around a little bit before Kremzinski is able to smash it out of there. And now they'll flip the field. Get the ball in the hands of Martin. On the fly quickly. Out in front, Beachy, Weichel, both in the vicinity. And a business decision by Henry Jukovic just to poke it out of play. Nick Martin, this is one of his specialties. Kid's got a really strong toss. He can put it right into the mixer bowl. That's what he's trying to do here. Laser beam. First contact made by McGinty. But the Colts got him surrounded. Trying to fan out, get some spacing, force Ontario to come meet them. Barry off the goal, couple of extra touches. Now Weichel turns to the middle. Tried to thread one through in the middle. Good patient execution right now for the Colts. And as I say that, a heavy touch from the right foot there of Jace Feeman, and they'll lose possession. Hard charge by Gavin Wagner, and the sophomore gets whistled. Warriors able to at least reverse fields. Just get the full extension there as he's cut off at the point of attack by Coyberry. Brothers having a nice impact so far here early on in this one. Each team, a couple matches in, still seeking their first victory of the season. Super uncommon, and especially when they're meeting in a MOAC match that has perennially turned out to be the champion, whoever wins this one head-to-head. So for it to be the first MOAC game right out of the gates, and neither team yet with a victory, kind of a unique setting and stage for this big-time league showdown. Swindle makes his run a little behind him. McCauley showing off the gifted foot skills he has. Nice delivery out wide. Martin with the cross, and he might have just earned a corner kick. Certainly did. Be the first corner of the match, as the Colts will rotate in Jaden Lacey. He's going to get some early minutes here, the senior. Set piece opportunity on the way for the Colts. And they'll play it short. Beachy trying to win a 1v1 matchup right now with Bredinger. Just shoots it to the middle of the park, and right off the bench, the senior getting a chance for a one-timer. Center cut. Bit of a miss-hit. That's a solid ball through traffic that time by Beachy to try to get the setup. Clear Fork just can't put it on target. So we're approaching the midway point now of the opening half. 14 minutes burned down here. Warriors got the throw in on the way. Young with the lob into the middle of the park. First touched off the noggin of Weichel. Trying to showcase that speed is Ian Morrison down the far side. Leaves way here for Young. Another one of those really talented throw-in specialists. And you see Ontario. Well, you can't really see them on your screen right now, but they're setting up for like a corner kick opportunity. Line drived out of there. And now Young has his pocket picked. This leaves Martin one-on-one in the middle of the field, but he's offside. And there was no doubt about it. I had a pretty good angle. As soon as this ball left the foot right there, Martin was about a yard full beyond that last defender. Ontario's been playing a high back line when they've had opportunities in the attacking third tonight, and that could have been a good one, except for this is offside as well. Had two different players that were beyond that last defender. Caleb Thomas certainly caught the eye of the referee. Colts setting up that triangle attack, trying to draw the Warrior defense away, but instead Chitwood finds it. And the ball will find its way back over to Ontario. 1-0 on our Wellspring Custom Pharmacy scoreboard. Big ups and props to my friend Dr. Stephanie Lane, who runs their facility on West 4th Street down in Ontario, Clear Fork graduate. Make sure that you go visit her for all of your supplements and medication needs. Warriors going to have another good look here at a throw-in. Jace Young saying, I'm going to come up and handle this. And he clearly, he's the leader. He stands out when he's on the pitch. I mentioned in the pregame that would be the case, but especially with a really young lineup and freshmen, sophomores kind of littered throughout the greenery out here for Coach Armstrong. As that's batted out of there by Wes. Warriors going to continue to try to keep it on the attack. Trying to push his way through was Ian Morrison. But Ontario maintains the rock. It's Brokaw just smacking it out. Back over by the visitor bleachers. Young with the lob again into the box. Headed straight up. And batted out of there by Cooper. Longest consecutive duration that we've seen Ontario in enemy territory so far in this first half. As Young chucks it back in there. Made its way into the 6. And that's going to set up the Warriors with a corner kick opportunity. So a true set piece coming up. It's a quasi one anytime that Young is able to throw it in from the sideline. Coach Armstrong has 6 guys right now involved. Big cluster right around the 18. Only man in the box right now is Bredinger, as they'll make their charge near post, trying to set up Chitwood. Volleyed, still up for grabs. Warriors maintain. Jugovic sends it in there, and Bunnell able to track it down pretty easily. Colts just weren't able to clear. Ontario gets a bit of a weak shot attempt, but still making West come off of his back line and at least have to do something, as Clear Fork kind of instant offense switching the fields, and they'll get a shot from deep. Now this one from the right foot of Weichel sails wide left of frame.
And number 9, Kabuto Setzer.
Setzer checking back in here as we have a secondary look at that last shot attempt here by the Colts. Young with a miss hit, mile high. Now Martin pushes it into the middle here for Beachy. The setup for Weichel. Nice touch out wide, trying to get past Cressup. And again, Airmail with the shot. Couple of looks on net. Neither of the attempts, though, able to find their way in between the pipes as Sage Hawks just watches it go by. Owen Weichel, though, one of those kids that really kind of expecting to take a step up this season. 11 goals last year. He was a first-team All-District and a first-team All-MOAC selection. And unselfish cat as well, 4 assists on the campaign. So he's off to a bit of a slow start as this is trending back post. Nice header laid on it. McCauley with the dish, and then Cade Beachy able to get to it first. Solid delivery. And the Colts, this is about as well dialed in as I've seen them so far through the first 3 matches of the season. Understanding the competition, absolutely elite out of the gates, and understood as well by their head coach. Nathan Gailey knew that was going to be 2 really tough ones coming out of the gates. Madison and then Kidron Central Christian, who's coming off a state Final Four appearance. District runners up for the Rams. In Ontario, too, obviously they've had some great runs. Plenty of double-digit win seasons, but the last couple, the players that were the mainstays on the roster, they've been lost. And it's a bit of back to the drawing board right now for the Warriors and Coach Armstrong. As this one shoots his way through out wide. Now Martin looking for the cross. Left foot, a little miss hit, but Beachy collects, trying to find Setzer. Warriors shut it down. Mini stumble allows for Caden Myers to burst this one out for Gavin Wagner, as that'll be cleaned up. And as we're 22 minutes in, I'll bring in Jackson Yoder, tracking all of your stats, and we'll get a first half of the first half update with the Emperor. What are you seeing out there so far?
Well, first of all, we got to mention that goal off of Barry. That was at the 31-21 mark. And, you know, Clear Fork, 2 shots about last 3 minutes that we saw there. And one offsides penalty for Clear Fork and 3 fouls. But as of right now, doesn't really matter as that one is saved. And it will go over the other way for Clear Fork. But, you know, even though they've had those 3 fouls, it hasn't really been, you know, that much of a, you know, bad case for them if they're on the lead, which they are. And as that one is saved, so that will go Ontario's way. Ontario-wise, 3 shots, 2 on goal, 2 offsides, 2 fouls, and a corner kick. And that's all I've got.
All right, appreciate you. We'll hear from Jackson again at halftime. Our stat man and intern extraordinaire, sophomore at Lexington High School. If you know Jackson, give him a shout out in our comments section. Our next dead ball, I'll jump in there as well. We're on YouTube channel 1 tonight, along with our BS Media Productions and OH Report Facebook page. Try to give you as many ways to watch as humanly possible out there on the interwebs. And as always, live and free. Heavy collision. Maybe a little bit of a push off there for Feeman. Ontario booting the ball back into the center of the pitch. Here's Wagner trying to make something happen. Back to McGinty now, or Morrison rather. But Wes Bunnell, as he's been doing since taking over the job. Pretty dynamic back there. Ball into space. Martin on the hop. Doesn't quite have the Jets. It'll go out of bounds. And we'll see what's going on on Facebook. Let me open up the app real quick. Do want to let you guys know that we've got a lot of live streams going down tonight. I'm checking in on Monroeville at Crestview Volleyball. Looks like the Lady Eagles in the firm lead set 2. They won the first. We've also got South Central on the road tonight at Western Reserve. That one just underway. We've got Chris Bliley on the action for that. And I see Heather Hale says that we've got Xavier Napier in the goal here tonight. Thank you for letting me know. The starters are provided by Ontario, so he's not even on my roster. So let me update that.
Number 10, Finn McCauley.
Interesting to have a kid in the starting lineup and not mentioned on my roster. So Heather, let me know what year in school Xavier is, please. Make sure to get that right. And then Cassie Boffman cheering on the Colts. Normally I'll look out over the tower up here, and I'll see Cassie down in the bleachers. Not tonight. I don't think she's out here for this one. Definitely at all of the Lady Colts contests, though. So if you keep dropping us some comments out there, we'll read them when we have some time here on the broadcast. And over on YouTube, Josh Young, of course, #1 Warrior fan, says fall is the best season. It is impossible to disagree with that, Mr. Young. It's here. Football, soccer. Just the air just starts getting a bit more crisp when the leaves start to change. Just a special feeling overall. Another shot attempt here by Clear Fork, so offensively gearing up a little bit. Starting to find their stride. Got to keep some of these shots down. But they're off to an excellent start. Turn to the outside. Now Beachy just in total control so far here tonight. Love the creativity and just the poise that he's been able to display. Drew so much attention, certainly on opening night against the Rams in that loss, where 2-3 guys were trying to find him every time he would make his way into the attacking third. As Finn McCauley's going to tee it up, we're going to get another corner kick on the way here for Clear Fork. Thought about playing it short, now will. Back to Finn, and that's kind of his patented go-to move. It's almost like a behind the back. Barry's already got one goal. Sets it up this time for Swindle. Throws it into the box. And a one-hopper, Beachy tracking, and it'll be eaten up eventually now by who I know is Xavier Napier. Cleaning up the mess. Just about a dozen minutes to go here before we reach the halftime break. Good ball for Setzer. Trying to turn the corner that time. Heavy touch off of his right foot. Young is there to just end the threat. Get a quick throw in here for Weichel, surveying. Trying to force the defender, Caden Myers, to come meet him at the spot. He does. It'll be deja vu all over again. Colts with the throw-in. But not yet. First, they're going to check in Nick Martin. He'll replace Setzer. And they'll probably replace Cade Beachy with the throw-in services. And he's telling his boys, get in there. I'm going to make it into the box. Now they'll have a corner kick on the way. So they had opposite way. Now McCauley making his way out to the flag here on the near side. Beachy hanging out in the box. Kind of the only intended target. A bit too much sauce. Able to get ahead on it. But that's about it. It'll float out of bounds. And the Warriors don't get stuck defending, as they'll quickly get off the goal kick. Gets redirected. Now here's Jace hooking up with Morrison. He'll lob one out into the middle of the park. Good ball. Martin on the hop. And they missed them by maybe half a foot. So just waiting and waiting was Barry. Defense came over. Pretty good ball. Just off target, but the Warriors flipping the field now. Good ball down the near sideline. And a whistle's going to come in. This is going to favor Ontario. Go against Coyberry. And it's off this contact right there. So a free kick is awarded, and they'll put Morrison on it. Shaping up with that left foot, going to try to bend it towards frame. This is back post, trending off of the side iron. Great look for the Ontario Warriors. Hitting the post. And that's about their first real true shot tonight. Let's spin it back for you. Just an excellent ball, left foot. Look at that bends. Bunnell skied pretty high for it too. Couldn't get a paw on it. And that was razor thin to being an equalizer. Weichel waits on it. Dips it back now for Kremzinski. And the pressure bursts his pipes, so the Warriors able to shoot it down the near sideline. Morrison overran it, but he'll have the throw-in coming up. Actually, we're going to say bat it off of Ian. Couple of jeers out here in the Ontario cheering section, and I think they got a pretty good case. Now this is one lob down the near side, batted around a bit. Now one here by the Colts after drawing a double team. They're going to flip it out into space. Martin called offside. Second time that we've seen Nick get out ahead of the pack, trying to stampede, uses speed. Very close on that last operation. Barry has it taken off of his right foot here by Grant Domyan. Now physical battle. This will roll out for a corner kick. Second look here, and shoulder to shoulder, Chitwood getting the better end there as he was going stride for stride with the junior Feeman. Works out in Ontario's favor. From the flag in there, couple mishit headers, and the Colts clear momentarily. Warriors keeping them surrounded. Got just about everybody up right now, including Napier, who's out at about the football 15-yard line. As this is tracking over to Morrison down in the corner. And speaking of corners, they'll have another one coming up. Just well judged by Ian to put it off the defense. And I think that's off of the post. But the Colts chase it out of there. Now here's Martin. Sneaks it right through for Swindle. And knocked out. Let's take a look at that last corner a second time. Yeah, definitely in the field of play, bent a little bit. Cooper Brokaw elected not to make a play on it. Now with the full stride, it's off the right foot of Beachy. Out of bounds over to Ontario. Colts have Setzer along with Jaden Lacey awaiting to check back in at midfield right now. Clear Fork's used a bit more of their depth than we've seen Ontario and Coach Armstrong so far here in this match. McCauley ripping through a double team. Somehow ends up at the feet of Weichel. Step over, too much. Trying to hook up that time there with Bieri. And now you will see those Colt subs. Kale's going to check out. Krimzinski also over to the sideline. So look at a couple of veterans out there. With under 5 minutes to go. Still just a 1-0 competition. 31st minute. Bieri with the goal. Clear Fork's had a couple opportunities to try to add on to their lead. Warriors did hit the post off of a set piece as well, so there's been some chances. Each keeper's had a couple of decent moments so far too. It's a little miscommunication right there. Warriors with a bad giveaway, though, off of the throw, and allows for the Colts to start getting some numbers pressing forward into the attacking third. They've got 5 now in the black jerseys. Weichel looking for the cross. Deflected, stays in, but over the boundary for a Colt corner kick.
Colt, substitution number 5, Jude Daly.
Good looking build up that time, again by Clear Fork. So they're able to get some offensive numbers moving forward and then earning a quarter kick out of it. Got to be happy if you're Nathan Gailey, as they'll send Martin back over for a quick breather. Probably just an extended half here with 3.5 minutes to go. This one belted, center cut, punched out of there. But McCauley able to recollect right now for the Colts. Draws 2 defenders, Finn zips it through. Beachy and Young, awesome matchup. Colts being pressed away. Ontario, excellent job right now. Just trying to suffocate, eliminate the space. And they'll poke it out. Far side, throwing on the way here for the Colts. Cooper Brokaw, show that again. Just obviously this was an illegal throw. Might have just, sometimes we just have those moments. Could have been one there for Cooper. Swindle turning, firing out wide. And we'll see Xavier out to meet it near the edge of the 18. Young on the hop, flips it to himself. Pretty play, but considered a dangerous play. I'd probably let that one go on because it was so effective. Here it is. 2, 3 straight touches to himself. That is up around the lid, certainly. And off the restart, I'll show a replay of what just happened, as we got a goal kick coming up. So they played it really quick. AJ set it up, just trying to take aim. Colts giving a little space, allowing for the turnover. Weichel off the shin guards, gets it to Setzer. Cabuto taken off of his left foot. Now the Warriors going to boom it out near midfield, looking for a counter strike. But McCauley with good job of answering, getting back from his midfield role. I think he's been instructed Try to make a charge now. Here comes Finn. Off the inside of his foot now, Setzer got the build, turning towards net. Caputo in some traffic, sets it up for the one-timer, but it took a weird hop. And the shot from Beachy just off mark. Would have been a huge one, short time with about 40 seconds to go. Nice delivery, and Beachy too. Pretty good leather right there off of the foot. Under 20 seconds still remaining on the clock. Warriors trying to stun Clear Fork here instead. Maybe it'll go the other way. They've got the freshman Jude Gailey out working there. But Ontario's just going to let this one roll into the half. It was a fun one here, folks. Halftime has been met, and Clear Fork right now owning a 1-0 cushion as they will get a 10-minute breather and reset here for half number 2. We'll have all the action coming up here live and free, including the Global Energy Partner Halftime Report. We'll welcome Jackson Yoder back into the mix for that. We'll have stats, analysis, and get you all ready for the next 40 minutes of action here in Bellville. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH Report here on a Tuesday night. We'll see you back here at the Corral in just a handful of minutes. Stay tuned.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes Wellspring so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
Hey, Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
You're enjoying live and free coverage of Ontario versus Clear Fork tonight thanks to all these amazing sponsors, including Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source, where they can help you choose effective vitamins, supplements. They can even prepare custom medications for you for all sorts of things like autoimmune conditions, hormone balance, mouth soreness, pretty much anything you can think of. Dr. Stephanie can get you hooked up. Charter Next Generation, they are hiring for high-paying jobs in a cutting-edge environment. Work for a Fortune 500 company right here in Richland County. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Global Energy Partners, where they help communities with exceptional work while utilizing local businesses. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. And Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. We've got your halftime report coming up in about 30 seconds. Stay right there. OH Report going to be back on the scene in just a half minute. Your halftime show presented by Global Energy Partners. Back here at the Colt Corral, where it's the Colts right now, corralling Ontario. They've got them held to a goose egg, 1 goal at this point. The first of the career for the youngster Barry, the sophomore, getting into the net in the 31st minute. And that is where we are at right now with the scoring so far in this competition. I'm Brian Skowronski, the Emperor. Jackson Yoder joining me now. And we saw Clear Fork get off to a nice start. Of course, they get the goal, and you felt like they were really strong and dominant as well in those final 10 minutes.
They really were. They produced, I'm not definitely for sure on this, but I would say like 5 or 6 goals, maybe, not goals, shots produced those last maybe 10 minutes there. Noticing Clear Fork total shots, 10 on goal 3, with 2 offsides penalties and 4 fouls, 4 corners. And then for Ontario, 6 shots, 5 of them on goal, 2 of them 2 offsides, 3 fouls, and 3 corner kicks.
So for Ontario, they're doing actually a pretty nice job of staying back a little bit defensively. This is a unit on that back line. Jace Young is there. He's able to clean up a lot of mistakes. However, 2 new faces as well playing defensively. So for Clear Fork, they've got the 10 shots, but not a lot of quality looks when you look on the flip side. And the Warriors actually with more attempts on goal so far, Jackson. So what is your initial thought on how Ontario's electing to defend Clear Fork? They've been able to get close to near the box a lot, but not a lot of shots actually right on frame.
That is true. Those 10 shots, not a lot of them were really on frame. At least Ontario is being efficient with their shots, making sure they're actually on goal. They only missed maybe one shot that wasn't quite close to the goal as they would have hoped. But for Warriors, keeping it, they're doing pretty good defensively. They do have a very young team, and they're doing a good job against this Colts squad. Colts have a very good stacked team. So, it could be a good game, but you can't forget the Clear Fork Colts. This would be, if the score stays the same at the end of the game, it would be their first win in school history against the Ontario Warriors.
Pretty crazy to really think about that, but per our research, that's what I've been able to find. 2 draws over the last 5 seasons for Clear Fork in this head-to-head. One of those such years, a couple of years back, they were able to split the MOAC championship with Ontario, the only league title for Clear Fork since joining the league. Ontario has won all of the rest, with the exception of last year. River Valley right now, the defending champions. Okay, so we diagnosed a little bit about the Warriors, their game plan so far. You've seen the Colts a couple of times now, how they're coming out here and performing. What is your overall evaluation of Clear Fork through 40 minutes?
Well, they're honestly just staying good defensively. They have that goal lead. Of course, another goal would be nice to maybe put the nails in the coffin, but just staying strong on the defensive side, not allowing too many shots, even though Ontario did have 5 of them on goal. Their goalkeeper doing a pretty good job, and we'll have to see how it turns out here in the second half. But yeah, staying strong defensively. That's my take.
There it is from the Emperor, your halftime update. Appreciate you, Jackson Yoder. We'll check in with him again in about 20 minutes, the midway point of half number 2, as we put a bow on our Global Energy Partners halftime show, and we get back to action. The big deep ball shot down into Warrior territory. Clear Fork hoping to really just try to change the momentum right out of the gates here in half 2. Certainly the guy that can do it for you, Cade Beachy. Though he's surrounded, Caleb Thomas able to rip it away, and here's a ball to right side. That's going to find some feet with Wagner. Gavin Wagner lost his footing, but he's like the little engine that just won't stop. Kept after it, and eventually just slapped out of bounds here by Feeman. But check this out, just running into problems, just keeping the pressure on. That's what you like to see from one of your young players, just a sophomore, getting a lot of minutes up top here for the Warriors and Coach Armstrong during the 2025 season. Now they've got their senior standout, first team all-district performer Young. Couple of dribbles, now zips this one, but it's near post somehow. Couple caroms and stayed in bounds. No, it's going to be a goal kick. But check this out. Just an absolute laser beam. Did hit the post. The referee was back behind the action. He had a pretty good look at it, way better than our vantage point. And he said it's out of bounds, so it allows for a goal kick. Caught out of the sky initially by the Warriors, and now just slung forward, trying to allow Martin on the hop. Able to get it to Weichel. Little step over, drops it off. Colt starting to press forward. Zipped out to the corner. See if Kazuto Setzer can get there. Said it'll be Young with the hesitation, and he'll just allow it to trickle over. Off the turn, that's lost from Wagner. So now the Colts starting to push. Looks like we got a corner kick, so deflected, according to the referee. You see both sides pointing each way. Clear Fork awarded the set piece. And it's going to be Finn McCauley. Actually just took it. Bending back post. Kept in bounds by Beachy. Actually not. So we'll show you that one from the top here real quick. It's a really quick strike by McCauley. And just a little bit too much slice on that one off the right foot. .50-50 balls have gone the way of the Colts more often than not throughout the course of the action. This is taken away by Ian Morrison. He's played really well on that right midfield role tonight. Been involved on each end. Pretty consistent motor revving over there, and here he is again right on cue. Shooting this one up for the sophomore, Wagner. And you can tell he's going to have a nice future the rest of this season, and obviously as he continues to develop and get his varsity minutes about him. Got a conversation going on right now here on the near side with one of the referees and head coach Nathan Gailey of Clear Fork. Conversation is now over. We'll return back to action. Another rifle pass here from Young. I mean, he's got like that Baker Mayfield going on. There's just really not a lot of touch about him. He's just throwing darts around out there. Big toss this time. Lands at the feet of Wagner. Trying to spread the love now for Chitwood. Goes touchline. And lost the handle with a nice sharp burst. Initially did get by the defender Feeman, who was playing catch up. And a little bit of anguish there on Alexander's face. Just too fast for his own good. Beachy with the setup. Now through the middle. It's going to be cut off at the point of attack. A lot of room here to the near side of the pitch. But the ball down the wing is, well, Grant Damian playing where Grant Damian could have been making the run, so there's nobody over there. It's going to be a Clear Fork throw-in, so perhaps just trying to change the field. And it works out as he's got the turnover. Gives it inside now for McGinty. Off the setup, maybe a one-timer. No, the wait, the shot. And it's through the upright. So Morrison had probably two clean looks at it. Could have had it right away. Clear Fork a bit lackadaisical in terms of the pressure. Doesn't cost him. As Bunnell now on the restart. Goal kick. Ping pongs around. Now taken by Caleb Thomas. Young with a boot on sides. On the money for Morrison. See what he does with it. Another Warrior joining the party. Ian attacked by a pair of dudes in black uniforms. It's just going to be scooped up here by Wes Bunnell. Decent looking build. Had some options out there. Now here's Weichel. Turns away from the defense. He'll drop it off here back line. Little displeasure there from Finn McCauley, as he was expecting the ball out there on the right wing. And I think we will get a handball, so instead of a throw-in, perhaps. Nope. Young's going to throw it in, so that was the calls that it was out of bounds before it ended up hitting the mitt there of Cooper Brokaw. And on the fly, here's McCauley looking to catch up. And he will. Finn McCauley took it right off the foot of the defender and then knocked it off of Henry Jugovic. Corner kick coming up here for the Colts. Nearly disaster here. Jugovic, the sophomore, leaving a piece of meat out there. Now we'll show you the corner kick again. McCauley played it so fast it just ended. Here's Finn from the boundary. And he'll find his teammate. Cade Beachy's so good at that. Timed it up well. just couldn't level it off. It's the second time we've seen him off of a corner kick get his head on it, but just not able to deliver it on frame. As we're 8 minutes off the clock here, half two. Colts maintaining their 1-0 cushion as they have for the last exactly 40 minutes here of the competition. Hard slide tackle here by Martin. And slow to get up, but Nate Gailey there to lend a helping hand to the senior McGinty. Played a ton of varsity minutes for Coach Stephen Armstrong. It looks like he's got a few kids on the roster that are going to end up being in that same position as McGinty, getting time as freshmen and sophomores. Going through a little bit of growing pains right now. Low ball, trying to thread the needle up for McCauley off the battle. And Weichel looking to make his charge off the carry. Nice move. But the connecting pass not available that time. Off target for Beachy. Big boot in the middle. Wagner, stride for stride, going at Feeman. Goal kick. Nice job by the junior Jace. And starting to find his footing a little bit now in that back line defensive role. He and Coy Berry, a couple of 11th graders, joined in the starting lineup today by Caleb Kovacic. Give and go off that far side. Able to string together a few passes consecutive. Now McCauley. Sharp turn. Deflected Jace Young. I mean, he is just such a pitch monster out there. Tough to really burn it by him. Anytime he's in the vicinity, he's usually able to get some boot onto the ball. Oh, and there he is again. Case in point, it was almost a dime on the money. Beachy unloads to the back. Sick goal here for Cade Beachy. He's on the board. It's 2-0 Clear Fork Colts.
Beachy, assisted by number 11, Owen Weichel.
Getting a lot of love from his boys, as he should. Here it is again, the second time. Just look at that gorgeous move. The rocker puts Trevor Bettinger in a spot where he just doesn't know what to do with it. And then the junior delivers, making it 2-0 here at the 29-minute mark of half two. Quick whistle and the foul here against the Warriors. Give me a chance to show you this one more time on the Charter Next Gen replay. That first move, folks, that is really, really nasty. Able to blow by a young defender. And that's what you're expecting from a returning first-team all-district player. 8 goals as a sophomore and was a fantastic distributor. He's done a bit of both so far in the early going this season. Cade Beachy with another goal added to his resume. He's got a couple now. McCauley also has 2, and he's got his first true shot attempt here, weaving his way through the defense off the wing. And he's really been dialed in tonight. You can tell that his confidence, it's really grown from where we saw him here on Saturday. Offside call. See if we can show you on the replay. Looked like it might have been McCauley, actually, who was a stride off. Now for Clear Fork, it's the largest lead they've experienced all season. They did come out, take command 1-0 against the Comets of Central Christian. Hesitation. Now this shot from distance takes a hop into the hands of Wes Bunnell. So Caleb Thomas gets a couple defenders on skates. Bunnell with an absolutely massive blast. Flips the field immediately one-on-one with the keeper. The setup, but the save. Xavier Napier going down to initiate the stop. Beautiful stuff right here. Couple of chop steps, and then he gets down onto the platform to make the stop. But the Warriors continue to have to defend the setup. Martin tried to strike it off the one hopper. And here's how they built that whole thing up. Weichel to the middle. Here's McCauley. There's McGinty there on the defense, making it tough on Martin. As we get substitutions here on each side. Warriors on their heels a bit right now. And they'll stay that way with Martin. Really denting that one, just right off of his chest, laid it down. Young with a push. It'll be a goal kick, not enough of a push off here to warrant a whistle, according to our referee. Did force Martin, though, into a really heavy touch off that right foot, so the collision had a pretty big impact, but not enough to warrant a whistle. Colts trying to make history here tonight, folks. Certainly have never beat Ontario since they've been MOAC opponents, and I don't think lifetime they've ever scored a win as this slices through from A.J. Swindle. I think he was expecting more of a hard charge in the middle of the park. Had Weichel just waiting on it and just never initiated his run. So off the restart, it's going to be first touch by Swindle. Push forward. Now to the outside. Here comes Weichel directing traffic. I think he tried to throw the defender Henry Jugovic off the scent. Wanted to continue his run and march with the ball. Here he is again. Chipping now. Nick Martin with the hesitation taken off his foot by McGinty. Now Young, far side, going to keep it in bounds on the money. What a ball. Beautiful setup for Gavin Wagner. And Gavin called for the push-off. Coy Berry was there. Actually, no, this is going to go against Berry. Interesting. So it's going to be a great look here off the foul. The Warriors are going to put Ian Morrison on it. Back post, it's there, but Wes Bunnell skies to poke it over the top. Athletic, leaping save right there. I think he hit his head on the crossbar, Bunnell did. So they'll have to stay back on the defense rather, as we'll get a corner kick, and they'll switch it to the opposite side. It's going to be Morrison on the ball. He's getting his cardio up. Here's Morrison, the lefty, driving away from net, knocked out of there. So the Colts get to it first. And now it's Weichel handling, getting it to Beachy. Oh, gorgeous build-up, nice touch, and the counterattack in full pursuit, but Martin overran it off his back foot. That'll end the threat. Martin now to the middle. A lot of space out in front. On the money. Here's Beatty on the fly. Cade to the middle, trying to draw a couple defenders. Does just that, waiting for his boys to get back on side. They do. But as he chips it, McCauley had his momentum going one way. Ball goes the other. And it's out of bounds. Goal kick coming up. Colts did a nice job initiating, getting it down into the attacking third. And then Cade had to wait one touch too many. A couple players offside. Heads up for the junior not to distribute and lose possession in that fashion. Now Clear Fork again, those 50-50 balls, they have been on it. Great ball, the delivery, Beachy on the fly, but it's Bredinger getting there first. So tip of the cap to the freshman, and now Nick Martin saying that he was getting hung on to. We'll show you this whole thing. Looked like it might be an easy one for Beachy right in the middle. And now Martin, I mean, he tried to sell his case, but I'm not buying that one up here either. It's like a poker player with a bad bluff face when they go all in. Warriors now bring it out here near side. Morrison looking to make his bursts. Brokaw there for the defense. Now they'll throw the second way. Feeman and company. Kicked out, but it's right at Caleb Thomas. Held on low, but not close. So the Warriors with that shot attempt way over top. And as we get a substitution, we'll bring back in the Emperor, as we're calling him. Great nickname, by the way, for our star intern here who's been tracking the stats for us. So talk to me, Jackson Yoder. What's the numbers tell you for 19 minutes here of half two?
Well, I'm not going to lie. For the first little bit there, I was kind of like, man, there's not really too much going on here. But then my boy Beachy down there said, not so fast, my friend. I'll give you something to talk about. And that was a beautiful shot there as Ontario boots it over. Stopped by Brokaw. Anyway, Clear Fork, 5 shots, 3 on goal, one offside. 2 fouls, 2 corners for Ontario. Clear Fork still with it. Ontario shots in the second half. They have had 4. 3 of them were on goal, so they're taking good, precise shots. Meanwhile, there's a chance, not too much. That one will go out of bounds real quick. Fouls, we got 1. That's for Ontario, and 1 corner for Ontario as well. So, yeah, this has been a pretty good second half, and one step closer for Clear Fork to maybe getting the first win against Ontario in their history.
Yeah, I'll jump into the comments section. I don't think anybody has disproven that fact, so I think that it might be legitimate. Certainly no. Looking back 15 years, they don't have a win in this head-to-head, and that includes the postseason as well. So this is punched out. And speaking of the comments section, let's see what the people are talking about out there. I want to say what's up to Ruby. We're on YouTube channel 1 tonight. John Habit is clearing on the Colts. Joe Moritz appreciates the coverage. Looking forward to this time of year to watch high school soccer and football. The best time of year for sure as we get across. Setzer's there. Another chance. Beachy has it deflected. But the Colts putting a lot of pressure on right now. And also Abby Lynn Roberts cheering on the Colts tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Back to action. It's going to be flip-flopped here over to the kids in white, or is it? Jace Young with the throw-in, but about 10 yards of an advantage when he did release it. So referee recognized that, draws him back in his place. And obviously a hard charge here. It'll go against Chitwood, and a free kick on the way for the Colts. They've been super quick on these all night long. We've been spinning some replays and missing some action for you. Beachy with the hesitation again and just taken away. Martin was making a nice run. Look how close this one was. A couple defenders. Nice play by Beachy, and then Martin definitely would have been dead set one-on-one. Whistle blew again while we were in replay, and it's going to give the ball over to Clear Fork. Ontario tried to come in and swipe possession. Instead, it's the Colts now with the ball. In just under 18 minutes to go when the box flicked on with the header. Nobody racing out to the corner, though, for Clear Fork. So Ontario able to swat it out of harm's way. Wagner, kind of been a one-man wrecking crew up top so far tonight. And look at the closing speed. Coy Berry getting there in a flash. Taking the Warriors out of their game. They thought they were going to have counter-strike opportunities. And Coy's really impressed me so far in this one tonight. Chitwood right into the hands of Wes Bunnell. Dude just really must be good at geometry. He understands angles, able to cut him down. It is rare that you get a clean look on Wes when he's back there defending for the Colts, dating back to mid-season last year when he took over. Show you his numbers. Our spotlight player tonight. Wes Bunnell, really fun player, fantastic athlete. And he's well over 40 saves and counting now since getting his first start mid-season last year. 5 shutouts and trying to add another win on his resume. This would be one of the largest of his career. Martin displaying a lot of frustration. I think he's going to get yellow carded for just saying something. Actually, never mind. I thought the referee was stopping it for something he said. It's actually, we've got an injury timeout right now, right in the middle of the field, and the cart's coming out quick. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back here at the Colt Corral. 16 minutes and change still remain in this MOAC opener. We'll have the rest of the action on the other side.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
So, crisis averted here. AJ Swendel was the injured player. It looked pretty nasty, at least at first, judged by his reaction. He got tended to his left leg. Might have just been like a enormous stinger or just like cracked really hard in the shin. Regardless of what it is, the good news is our dude's up. He's moving around, and it looks like he is feeling a whole lot better. So as we take away this injury timeout, back to action off the drop ball. And the Warriors looking to reclaim possession. Instead, it's going to be at the feet of Nick Martin. Now Setzer, good ball out wide. Nick's got some speed. Not fast enough to beat Jukovic, or is it? Off of the side post. Nearly an own goal. Boy, was this tight. Martin, I didn't think he was going to get there in time. He does. And then, oh, that is standing on the razor's edge there for Caleb Thomas. Off the deflection, it hits the post. And Ontario avoids near disaster. Beachy with the theft. Here's Cade in the middle of the park. Trying to zip that one through. Shut down, but Martin, he's been in his bag here the last couple of minutes. But overshoots that one. It's good through the uprights. And it was good on Friday night here. What a finish for Clear Fork, knocking off the Perkins Pirates. Walk off field goal. I think in my entire career doing broadcasts, I've only seen 2, period. And that was one of them. So shout out to our boy Nash for drilling it. First ever career varsity field goal, too, and he makes it. Pressure pack situation. He is up for the top play of the week right now. So you can head over to all of our different platforms, and we've got that up. 10 plays to choose from, and we allow you, the fans, to determine what was the very best of the week. Off this cross, I think that hit the head of Morrison. Show it to you again. Yeah, definitely, no doubt about that one. So it's going to be a Clear Fork throw-in, far side of the field after quick sub here by the Warriors. Overlap, Beachy gets the shot through, couple hopper. No problem for Xavier Napier. And he's got the punt. Now they've got Jace Young playing a bit more of a midfield role. And again, we've got a player down. It's going to be a Clear Fork Colt at about the 17-yard line. This time it's Cade Beachy. Be a mammoth loss for them. One of the most impressive performers returning to not just the MOAC, but Richland County this year. He's got a goal tonight. Had a goal on Saturday. I mean, he's really been heating up in terms of his overall productivity, and probably just lost to a cramp situation right now. So while we've got a couple of minutes, let me see what's going on out there. Oh, did we get kicked off of the Facebooks? No. Let's see. Yeah. Sorry about that, fam. So we're watching right now, or we're only available on YouTube. No idea what happened on Facebook. But our live producer says that we are off the air. So Beachy coming over to the sideline. I think getting a little shot of pickle juice. And they would love to reinsert him into the lineup, but right now in a fabulous spot right now are these Colts. 2-0 is the cushion. Time winding down. Looking for the first win of the season. Both of these teams 0-2, as you can see on our Wellspring Custom Pharmacy scoreboard. Deflected off the setup shot, turning towards frame, but cleaned up out of there by Coy Berry. And I feel like Coy's in the running for me tonight to be our MVP player of the game. It's been lights out. Really done a phenomenal job getting back defending. He's pulling up a little bit lame now too, so even though it's a cool night, cramping starting to become a bit of an issue here for Clear Fork. Got a deep throw in again here. Jace Young. Batted down. Bunnell returns to protect. That's just smashed out. Looks like Young's going to handle and do it over again with another throw in. Here it comes. It's on the way. Near post again. Popped up. And Wes, where he needs to be, able to collect. Get both mitts on it. Now a big punt, takes a hop, 2-on-3. Martin goes down, but it'll be Clear Fork with the throwing coming up far side of the stadium. As the sun has just about set here in the valley, just after 8:22 p.m. Days continuing to get a little bit shorter each passing night. That's how you know the fall certainly is about to make its way fully here into north central Ohio as Setzer gets this one deflected, sidewinder. Napier dives on top of it to shut down the threat. 1 second look here on the CNG replay. Colts absolutely dominating in this second half. Overall, in terms of time of possession, shots on frame, they do have the goal as well by Beachy. And speaking of number 7, he's getting right back out into the mix. Short break for him.
Number 7.
Nick Martin heading over to the sideline. So for the final 11 minutes and change, he'll continue to be the fixture in the middle. Looks like he's going to drop back perhaps in a bit more of a defensive role. So Nathan Gailey trying to protect this lead they've been able to build, and I think that's probably the correct strategy, though. You don't want to take yourself out of what's been so valuable and dominant for you in this second half. Clear Fork, they've been able to have it in the attacking third more often than not, at least flipping the field, having it over on Ontario's side of the park. Here's Young turning the corner. He had the hesitation, trying to set up the left foot, turns back out, right foot deflected, and a corner. Jace Young, he can create so much chaos. He has just been needed by Coach Armstrong with all these youngsters in the mix to be back more in a defensive role, but I do love when he gets his chances to come up top. They'll try to feed him back post. Wagner was there. It was bobbled by Bunnell. Now lobbed up a mile high, and Wes meets it at a tie point. So here it is off of the mishandling by Wes and a pretty decent shot attempt by the sophomore Damian. Just to at least lob it in there and see if he can make something happen. Off the restart, here it comes out of the Clear Fork box. Handled on the fly, big ball tracking, but McCauley not going to get there in time. Met out at the edge by Napier. Another 50-50 ball gone to the wayside for Ontario. Colts actively dominant in that role, as Finn burns that one over the touchline. But this is the best that I've seen him look perhaps in any match of his career, just in terms of the creativity, the connectivity. He's had it all locked in tonight. Really impressed with Finn McCauley in this game. Here's the chase. 3 Colts try to cut off Gavin at the point of attack. They do it, but now here's Jace joining them. Belted out of there. Flying around the park. It's Coy Berry. Now this will settle Gavin. I think was waiting for his teammate to come in and potentially get a heater on it. Now it's the Colts again, flipping the field. Broken up by Julian McGinty. Weichel almost had a favorable touch. As Martin, quick rest for him, just a few minutes on the sideline. Kabuto Setzer coming over for a quick rest, or maybe the final 8 minutes. Clear Fork has this one pretty well in hand at this point. Couple goal differential. And the clock getting eaten away here as we coast deeper into the night in Bellville, where the Colts are potentially 7.5 minutes away from their first win of the season and first win ever against the Ontario soccer program. Good find out wide. Brokaw looking to get back into the mix. He'll set it up, left foot, miss hit, but back to him. And now off the punt again. Clear Fork getting to the ball first. They have been hungry and eager. Now McCauley, step over, right foot. Here's McCauley into the back. Finn motioning over to the sideline. He has just been that dude tonight. 3-zip, he's showing on his fingers. Courtesy of this one right here. This is all the junior. The 6 step over waited until the keeper came off of his line. Napier, no chance at that one. 3 goals on the board here tonight for Clear Fork, starting to run away with this thing. It's been a fun time to be a Colts fan here at the Corral tonight. They've pretty much been in control of this match. Young can accelerate out to get that one, so we'll show you the goal one more time. Here's Finn. Whoop! See you later. And then I love that he had that extra half second just forcing Xavier Napier to have to make a decision, and it ends up into the back of the nylon for goal number 3. 3 different players finding their way into the goal sheet tonight for the Colts. That's number 3 now for McCauley, as this is sent from deep in the park. Jukovic getting a shot attempt, but Wes Bunnell with another save. Looking to add to his shutout total. Wes has been fantastic tonight when he's been called upon. Certainly has rose to the occasion. He'll await the goal kick coming up. Plenty more action coming up this week on the OH Report. We will have the Coach's Corner tomorrow. Buckeye Central will be our guest. Travis Berardi is your host tomorrow night over at WQEL Studios. You can tune into that one. It used to be sharp at 7. Now if guests arrive early, they're going a little bit earlier to just try to get kids home in time. So anywhere between 6:45 and 7 p.m. That's our only live stream tomorrow. However, we do have Clear Fork at Ontario girls soccer on a highlight. That is a phenomenal showcase that I'm very much looking forward to, as this one's bent back post, but chased down. Solid save by the keeper. And Napier adding one more to his totals. Looking ahead this week, Madison travels over to Ontario for a boys soccer match. Another highlight coming up. We'll have a pair of volleyball live streams on Thursday with Mount Gilead at Centerburg. Jonathan Langdon, along with Xander. Haven't learned his last name yet. Jory, you know Xander's last name? Nope. He's pretty good on the call, though. And pretty good getting out in space here as Weichel. The setup and 2 goals now for Finn McCauley. It's 4-zip. Clear Fork riding high here tonight, trying to make up for a lot of years of pain in this matchup against the Warriors and making the most of their opportunity. We have a new front runner for MVP of the game. It is that young man right there, Finn McCauley. Weichel, just a perfect setup, finding Finn on the fly. And number 10 has really been special in this match. It has been a sight to see. Whistle's going to come in and go against Clear Fork. It's going to be Caleb Thomas now on the ball. Here's Caleb. Delivering center cut, redirected. Young, though, on the case and smashes one, but wide right. So we'll see the goal a third time now on the Charter Next Gen replay. And that is what you call the culmination of a gorgeous night here in the Valley for Clear Fork and their fans. And want to revisit my keys to victory real fast for Clear Fork, because they have totally hit the mark here tonight. The connecting passes, how perfect have they been so far in this contest? And then capitalize. They've been missing on each of those 2 so far the first couple of nights in action. Not tonight. on top of each of those. And that's why they are well in front, 4-0 right now. Just 2.5 minutes remaining here in half number 2. Physical play, and I think a yellow card is going to be issued here to Julian McGinty. So the senior is going to head over to the sideline trying to make his case. A little late here with my replay, but you can see him trying to get into speech and debate. Referee's not going to change his mind. So McGinty checks out, and it will allow Clear Fork to try to throw a cherry on top here already. 4 goals, 3 in the second half. Martin bending it, back post, tipped up for grabs. Now it settles in the hands of Xavier Napier, but this was pretty good. Looked like Martin was going for the gold here, and not too far off. So the Colts with another quality shot attempt here in this second half. Clear Fork has really been on top of their game. Driven through McCauley for the hat trick. There it is! Bury me a 3-pack all in the second half. 5-0. All within the last handful of minutes, too.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So here's a second look at the last goal. 3 of them. A hat trick in the second half for Finn. Just waits on it, gets it to his power foot. And again, driving Napier off of that back line. Forget about it. Finn McCauley going off here in half 2. Unquestionably going to join me for a conversation coming up at the conclusion of this match. So we'll have Mr. Hat Trick McCauley, who's now got 5 for his junior season. Cool to see him emerging here tonight. And even before he has scored a goal, I applauded him for how well he played. His buttle goes airborne. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Nah, it's just a save for Wes. Giving up the body here with a 5-goal differential. You think he wants that shutout? You think he wants 4 goals? McCauley was tracking. Goodness. Everything going the way of the Colts right now. In Ontario, with that limited depth, it's kind of showing a little bit here in the final 20 minutes, where the Colts have just been able to kind of step on the accelerator. They've got a few extra guys that they can work into the field, and it's paying off. The fresher legs, and it's allowed them to really separate, showcase what they're all about in this second half. And I know Nathan Gailey is going to be one happy dude tonight. He felt like they've had flashes in the first 2 weeks of the season. They just haven't been able to put the pieces together against 2 really good teams, but against their ultimate rival here at home, Clear Fork gets it done for the first time in history. It's official. They have defeated Ontario 5-0, and the drought comes to a conclusion. Clear Fork finally in the win column against their longtime Richland County foes. We'll tell you more about it coming up after a commercial timeout that will feature your GEP postgame report. I'll bring Jackson Yoder back into the conversation. We'll track all the stats, break that down for you, and of course you gotta hear from Mr. 3 goals in about a 10-minute stretch. Finn McCauley will come up here into the broadcast booth. We'll talk to the junior after his highlight breakout performance as well. So keep it right there. Don't touch that dial. The OH Report returns here in just a couple minutes.
Just
Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes Wellspring so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
I'm back now with your player of the game presented by Mechanics Bank. How about a hat trick in about 5 minutes? Finn McCauley showing out here tonight. Absolutely going off there in the second half, and I was really complimenting you throughout the course of the game before you even scored a goal, and I said I think that he's had his best stuff here tonight. So talk about your confidence level coming into this rivalry game and what it means to you to come out and perform the way you did.
I mean, my teammates were just finding me out there. I mean, I was trying to get into a good position. I was really tired, but my teammates found me. Owen Weichel had 3 assists. A lot of it was just their passing, and this win is huge. You know, we've wanted this win for as long as I've been in high school. So to get it and score 5 on them was a great feeling.
Yeah, to our knowledge and our research, Clear Fork's never beat Ontario in boys soccer in the history of the program. To be the team to do that, you guys are going to go down in the history books reflecting on this one and the way that you performed here tonight. Got to imagine this is going to be a special memory for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never had a hat trick, actually. So to go out here in a big game and score a hat trick, it was a great feeling.
So 5 goals, first 3 games for you guys, first couple against some quality competition, teams that I think we're going to see play really deep into the tournament. Yeah. Getting a look like that coming into this game, another tough one, the kids who have been running the MOAC for years. What's this first couple of weeks been like competition-wise?
Well, we knew we were going to have a rough first couple of games in August, so it was we came into here with a lot of motivation. We wanted to get our first one on the season, and we went out there today, and I think that was a great game that we played. So I think we gave it our all, and I'm really happy with how we played. It was a team effort. Everybody played good, from the defense to the offense to our goalkeeper. He played good too. That was a great save he had. They were putting up good shots. We played great. Really happy.
The junior class, I thought, collectively exceptional night. Overall, the chemistry that you guys all have together, growing up together and playing out there on the pitch now that we're a few weeks into the season, are you starting to feel it now at the varsity level that what you guys have been doing since junior high is kind of all coming to fruition?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're all brothers out there, so our chemistry's great. Those guys just know where I'm going to go. I know where they're going to go. A lot of hours played with these dudes. Yeah. A lot of hours played with these dudes. So, we went and took it to them tonight, and it feels great.
Well, it looked great out there. Congratulations. 5 goals, 3 of them yours, all at the end of the game. Who do you want to shout out tonight for this big performance?
Owen Weichel for sure, for passing me the ball when I was in there deep, always trying to find me. And my dad for coming to the game tonight.
All right, Finn McCauley, your Mechanics Bank MVP, showing out with a second half hat trick.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes Wellspring so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards checking. It's our superpower.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Post-game coverage presented by Global Energy Partners. And boy, you want to talk about energy. Clear Fork had that in the second half. 4 unanswered goals after leading 1-0 at the break, and they shut out Ontario. Dominant performance here tonight, breaking that long-time losing streak. I am Brian Skowronski. Jackson Yoder is with me tonight. You want to talk about domination. Certainly the first half, Clear Fork had the run of play, but then the second half, they totally separated themselves.
They really did. Finn McCauley, man, 3 goals in like 5 minutes. Okay, you have a whole game to get a hat trick. I guess you can really show out by waiting till the last 5 minutes to do it, but
why not?
How about that? Take it to Ontario, finally getting a win for Clear Fork on their end. And for Ontario, man, they've been the champions of their MOAC for a long time, and the total shift of momentum. And this is the first league game for both of these teams.
Yeah,
opening up the season league-wise there. So Clear Fork, that gives them a big advantage going into next game against Norwalk.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is going to be one to build off of for Clear
Yeah.
Fork. Coach Gailey, talking to me before the game, felt like they had flashes in those first couple of weeks. It was just really tough opponents. Felt like this is the best they've ever matched up against Ontario. And to see them finally put it together and knock them off, while Warriors fans don't love it, certainly you have to feel great for Clear Fork. They got to win one eventually. Tonight's the night. 2025 will go down in the history books. And you look at the numbers overall, they were able to extend everything in
really
that second
were.
half. So the possession, more than 60%. The shots really is what stands out to me, where they more than doubled their execution there in the second half and put a lot more on frame too.
Really, and it was a little bit slow first half, but that second half, maybe like last 10 minutes there, everybody shooting back and forth almost. And you know, even though it was a shutout for Clear Fork's part, there were a lot of good shots on goal for Ontario that could have went in. Luckily, they've got a great goalkeeper and few highlight reels on,
yes, sir.
or highlight reel catches, saves on their part, and you know, it was a really good game for Clear Fork here tonight.
So let's take a look at what is next here for the Colts. Let me get this all right. There we go. So you mentioned Norwalk's next. They're going to have to go on the road, and typically that's been a really good matchup. Clear Fork and Norwalk, they've gone back and forth. I think the Truckers got them in the tournament a few years back. Clear Fork's got them when they've met in the regular season quite a few times. But what I'm most concerned about for Ontario, this young team, Jace Young's trying to do a lot. McGinty and the boys out there, some of the veterans, they're 0-3, haven't been 0-4, maybe in, I don't know, a lot of years.
Man.
I would have to do plenty of research on that. They got to play at Madison.
Oh, man.
Right, that's probably how
Tough
they're
luck.
thinking too.
Oh.
So that's a tough draw and a tough way to start the season right now for Ontario.
It really would. And luckily for them, that's Madison is an OCC, so it's not going to hurt them league-wise, but it's still going to hurt them in their overall record. Madison has a good soccer team, and I'm sure they're going to work hard in practice this week. They're going to build up to that game in 2 days at Madison in Ontario. So
yeah,
it's going to be at home, so they'll have a little bit of home field advantage, but it's going to be a tough game for Ontario, that's for sure.
Yeah, no question about it. We're going to have a highlight of that one coming up for you guys on Thursday night to see if the Warriors can end the streak. And who knows, not predicting an upset, but anything can happen in high school sports. What a Tuesday evening we just experienced here at the Corral. If you were a part of it, you saw some history here, folks. Clear Fork winning for the first time ever in this head-to-head as they get it done against their longtime rival. Couldn't show you this entire contest without all of our generous sponsors, so I want to say thank you to the likes of Sutton Bank, Charter Next Gen, Mechanics Bank, Wellspring Custom Pharmacy, Avita Home Health and Hospice, and Global Energy Partners. Also got to give a shout out to my awesome crew here tonight. Jackson Yoder, yet again tracking the numbers for me, dropping some awesome nuggets on you guys as well, as he is becoming more part of the broadcast each week that he shows up. Jory Hollenbeck, our top cam operator, and for everybody back at OH Report World Headquarters, I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long for tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you at Coach's Corner tomorrow in a highlight for that Ontario versus Clear Fork girls soccer game. See you then.
See you then.